Think bottled water is safer than tap water? Think you're making a healthy choice grabbing that $4 bottle at the servo? You've been lied to, massively. I've just spent 3 weeks and over $200 of my own money buying every major bottled water brand in Australia, testing pH levels in my kitchen, and researching company records. What I found should terrify every Australian. Some brands are selling you tap water at 1,480% markup. Others contain over 10,000 plastic particles per liter. You're literally drinking plastic. The Australian bottled water industry is a $600 million scam, and you've been funding it every time you think you're making a healthy choice. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which brands are poisoning you and ripping you off simultaneously. Number 9. Mount Franklin Lightly Sparkling. Mount Franklin loves showing you pristine mountains on their packaging. Beautiful Australian landscapes. It's all marketing bullshit. This water is owned by Coca-Cola Amatil, and the source isn't some untouched mountain spring. It's primarily municipal water supplies, filtered and carbonated. I tested Mount Franklin myself. pH came in at 4.8. That's acidic. Your tap water is 7 to 7.5. Neutral. When I called Mount Franklin, they confirmed carbonation creates carbonic acid. They don't warn you about this. Independent testing found an average of 298 microplastic particles per liter. You're consuming hundreds of plastic pieces with every bottle. At pH 4.8, this water erodes tooth enamel. Dentists have specifically warned against drinking acidic sparkling water daily. At $3.20 for a 1.25-liter bottle, you're paying for filtered tap water with gas while damaging your teeth and consuming plastic particles. Number 8. Pump water. Pump is everywhere in gyms and sports centers. The branding screams performance and hydration. At $4.50 for 750 milliliters, it positions itself as premium. Here's the truth. Pump isn't spring water. It's purified municipal tap water with added electrolytes. You're paying $6 per liter for filtered tap water with a pinch of salt. The ingredients: purified water, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, magnesium sulfate, natural flavors. Basic salts you can buy for dollars. You could make this at home for 15 cents. The flavored varieties contain artificial sweeteners, sucralose and acesulfame potassium, linked to gut microbiome disruption. Despite marketing as hydration, the sodium content can actually make you thirstier. At $4.50 per bottle, Pump is owned by Asahi Beverages exploiting gym culture to sell you expensive tap water. Number 7. Never Fail Spring Water. The name implies reliability and quality, but I investigated their sourcing, and things got murky. Never Fail sources from various locations: springs, bores, municipal supplies. The quality varies wildly between batches. I bought 6 bottles from different stores and tested each. pH ranged from 6.8 to 7.4. That's huge variation. One bottle tasted clean, another had chlorine aftertaste, a third tasted flat. When quality is this inconsistent, you're playing roulette. I contacted them about quality control. They sent a generic response. At $3.90 for 1.5 liters, you're paying for zero consistency. Your tap water is more reliable. Number 6. Deep Spring. Deep Spring positions itself as premium artesian water from deep aquifers. Sounds impressive. It's mostly marketing. Deep Spring is owned by Coca-Cola. Their water comes from Victorian bores, but they heavily filter it, strip out natural minerals, then add synthetic minerals back. I tested it against real artesian water from a property bore. The difference was massive. Real artesian water tastes sweet from natural minerals. Deep Spring tastes flat and processed. The TDS reading was 85 parts per million. Natural artesian water is 150 to 300 parts per million. They're overfiltering, then reconstructing it. At $4.20 for 600 milliliters, that's $7 per liter, for stripped and reconstructed water. The small bottle size is pure exploitation. Number 5. Cool Ridge. Cool Ridge is everywhere. At $2.85 for 1.5 liters, it seems affordable. But Cool Ridge is owned by Coca-Cola, their budget brand to compete with tap water. The source is Sydney's water supply for many bottles. They take municipal water, filter it, bottle it. This isn't spring water, it's repackaged tap water. I tested the pH at 6.7, slightly acidic. The taste is utterly bland. Here's the scam. $2.85 for 1.5 liters is $1.90 per liter. Your tap water costs approximately 0.002 cents per liter. You're paying 950 times more. I did a blind taste test. 3 out of 4 people couldn't tell the difference from tap water. Australians buy millions of Coolidge bottles annually because Coca-Cola convinced us bottled water is better. It's not. Number 4, Fiji Water. Fiji Water is pretentious luxury marketed to status seekers. At $5.50 for 1 liter, it's absurd. It's been sitting in shipping containers for weeks traveling from Fiji, going through customs, sitting in warehouses. By the time you buy it, it's months old. Here's the ethical nightmare. Fiji is a developing country where over 50% of the population lacks reliable clean water. Half of Fijians don't have clean water, yet we're importing luxury water from there. This is liquid colonialism. American billionaires own Fiji Water, extract from Fijian aquifers, make billions, while locals can't access clean water. Testing found 180 plastic particles per liter. You're paying $5.50 for contaminated water. The square bottles use 20% more plastic than round bottles. Pure visual appeal, not environmental responsibility. And here's what infuriates me as an Australian. We have some of the cleanest tap water on the planet. Australian water standards are stricter than most European countries. Our tap water is tested daily and world class. Yet we're spending $600 million annually buying imported water when we have superior water from every tap. This is un-Australian. Our grandparents drank from taps and didn't waste money on corporate nonsense. We've been conned into thinking Australian tap water isn't good enough when it's literally among the best in the world. Number 3, Frantelle. Frantelle markets itself as natural spring water with added minerals. At $3.40 for 1.5 liters, it seems reasonable. It's not. Frantelle is owned by Asahi Beverages. They source from multiple locations: Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria. This means zero consistency. I tested 3 bottles from different batches. pH ranged from 6.9 to 7.6. Huge variation. One tasted clean, another metallic, the third like pool water with chlorine aftertaste. They add calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, potassium bicarbonate, synthetic compounds. When I asked why spring water needs added minerals, they said taste consistency. Translation: base quality is so inconsistent, they chemically standardize it. You're paying for chemically adjusted water, masquerading as natural spring water. Number 2, Pure Life, Nestlé. Do not buy Pure Life, ever. It's made by Nestlé, one of the most horrific companies in the water industry. Pure Life is sourced from municipal supplies. Tap water. Nestlé bottles tap water, filters it, and sells it at massive markup. I tested Pure Life's pH at 6.8. The taste is bland and lifeless. TDS reading was 40 parts per million. Absurdly low. But here's the real concern. Testing found some bottles containing over 10,000 plastic particles per liter. 10,000 pieces of plastic in one bottle. Nestlé has been accused of draining aquifers during droughts while locals face restrictions. In California during severe droughts, Nestlé continued extracting water while residents had restrictions. Their former CEO said water is not a human right and should be privatized. At $2.50 for 1.5 liters, you're funding a corporation that believes water should be controlled for profit, not accessible to everyone. Never buy Nestlé products. Number 1, Dasani. This infuriates me more than any other brand. Dasani is the worst water sold in Australia, a complete scam. Dasani is owned by Coca-Cola. The source, tap water. They take municipal tap water, run it through. Reverse osmosis, add minerals back. Magnesium sulfate, potassium chloride, salt. You're buying tap water with chemicals. I tested Dasani. pH came in at 5.6. That's acidic. More acidic than diluted lemon juice. Drinking this regularly damages tooth enamel and causes digestive issues. The taste is awful. Distinct chemical aftertaste. I gave it to 5 people without saying what it was. 4 said it tasted wrong. 1 said it tasted like pool water. Dasani bottles contain antimony, a toxic metal that leaches from plastic. Studies show Dasani has some of the highest antimony levels in the industry. Chronic exposure is linked to respiratory problems, heart issues, and digestive problems. Here's what should make every Australian furious. Coca-Cola Amatil is partially American-owned. They're taking Australian municipal water, Water Australian Taxpayers Fund, filtering it, adding chemicals, bottling it, and selling it back to Australians at 1,480% markup. You're paying an American corporation to sell you your own water. Water you've already paid for through taxes. They're bottling your water, making it worse with chemicals, packaging it in toxic plastic, and charging you nearly $3 per liter. This is corporate theft dressed as consumer choice. What makes it unforgivable is the history. Dasani launched in the UK in 2004 and was pulled within weeks after testing revealed illegal levels of bromate, a cancer-linked chemical. The entire UK supply was recalled. Yet they still sell it in Australia, banking on consumers not knowing this history. At $3.70 for 1.25 liters, you're paying $2.96 per liter for filtered tap water. Your tap water costs 0.002 cents per liter. You're paying 1,480 times more for something worse than your tap. Dasani represents everything wrong with the industry: deception, exploitation, and complete disregard for consumers. Here's what you need to understand. Australian water infrastructure is one of our greatest achievements. We have world-leading filtration, daily testing, and thousands of workers ensuring every Australian has clean water. Our tap water meets the strictest safety standards globally. Yet foreign corporations have convinced us through marketing that plastic bottled products are better than what our country provides virtually free. The bottled water industry is built on 3 lies. First, that bottled water is pure. It's not. Australian tap water is safer and tested daily. Many bottled brands are literally tap water in plastic. Second, that bottled water tastes better. Blind tests show people can't tell the difference. Third, that bottled water is necessary. It's only necessary because corporations conditioned us to believe it. The best water is filtered tap water in a reusable bottle. Invest $30 in a quality bottle. Buy a $20 carbon filter that lasts 6 months. You'll save hundreds annually, avoid thousands of microplastic particles, and eliminate hundreds of plastic bottles from landfill. If you absolutely must buy bottled water occasionally, choose locally sourced Australian brands that are transparent. Read labels carefully. If it says purified water or municipal supply, it's tap water. If it lists added minerals, avoid it. If pH is below 6.5, avoid it. If it's owned by Coca-Cola or Nestlé, absolutely avoid it. Next time you reach for bottled water, remember you're about to pay 1,000 times more for water, often worse than your tap. Remember your grandparents drank tap water their whole lives without question. Remember Australian tap water is world-class and virtually free. Ask yourself, am I buying water or marketing? Am I making an informed choice? Or have I been manipulated? Those 30 seconds of thought will save you hundreds annually, protect you from plastic contamination, and free you from corporate manipulation. Your body deserves real water without plastic. Your wallet deserves honest value. And Australia deserves better than foreign corporations profiting from our public resources while destroying the environment. Invest in a $30 steel bottle. Fill it from your tap. You'll be healthier, wealthier, and supporting Australian infrastructure instead of foreign shareholders who view water as profit, not a human right. Your body, your wallet, and your country will thank you.